Is a bad excuse better than none to supersize and grow your business? Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, and our idiom today is a bad excuse is better than none. Now, this idiom comes from an earlier idiom by George Washington, and Charles Darwin used it as well, that no excuse is better than a bad excuse. Now, I personally can relate more to the no excuse is better than a bad excuse than a bad excuse is better than none. Although there have been all kinds of scientific studies, they're both proverbs. The earlier version, I think, is a little more ethical and honest, and so it's why I like it better. And the bad excuse is better than none. They actually have done a whole bunch of scientific studies on this and found, and I don't remember, I'm not going to cite all the studies, but I remember learning about it in college. They did a study on college students. It was probably in my business psychology course or something. They did a study on college students, and they had college students, there was a line at the drinking fountain, and they'd have somebody go try and break in line at the drinking fountain. And they found if somebody just asked if they could go in front of people in line, the answer was like 90+% no. But if the person that was asking to cut in line gave some kind of an excuse or reason why, it didn't even matter if it was ridiculous or a lie, 90+% of the time people would let the person cut in line. And so they did, all different scientific variations, a woman, a man, different kids, all different things to remove those biases and those possibilities from the equation. But they found that basically a bad excuse was better than none. It was better if you gave an excuse for something. That's probably where the dog ate my homework thinking came from that kids always use. Now, sometimes the dog actually destroys your homework, but then you have to redo it before you go to school. Or there's another idiom or another expression, a bad workman blames his tools. Oh, it's my tool's fault. It's this screwdriver. My ex used to do that all the time. I need a different board, or I need a different hammer, or whatever, if something wasn't working out right. I personally think if you're building a business is built on know, like, and trust. People do business with people they like. Do you have any friends that you don't trust? Probably not, because if you don't trust somebody, you definitely don't consider them your friend. The same is true of business. People don't do business with us if they don't trust us. COVID-19, if nothing else, has given us an incredible opportunity to show the people that we care about and that we serve that they can trust us. They can trust us to lead the way by setting the example of how to continue, how to move through, how to solve problems, how to find ways to continue to serve them in spite of a pandemic, in spite of government regulators that are trying to shut us down at every opportunity. And, some businesses are just exploding because of COVID, and they look for us to show the way in the growth of our businesses as well. So love to know your experience with this particular idiom. A bad excuse is better than none. How do you feel when people give you excuses? It's kind of like sales objections, right? You know that they're just excuses to put off the buying decision. And most of them are, the same common things that we tell ourselves. We actually are incredible excuse makers and liars to ourselves, right? We tell ourselves we're too old, we're too young, we're too fat, we're too thin, we're too tall, we're too short, we're too homely, we're too good looking, we don't know what to do, we don't know how to do something, we're not smart enough, we're too smart, there's all kinds of things, it's going to take too much work, it's too hard, I can't do it, all lies, right? Anything you look at like that is a lie. There's a thing called, and it's really interesting, not only, and we're seeing it a lot right now, at least in the United States, and I think globally, with the pandemic, with politics, with ethics, with morals, with values, with lies. And it's called, and primarily in the media and our big media companies like Google, Facebook, Twitter, and censorship and things, it's called illusory truth. I call it brainwashing. I call it mind bending, obviously. I call it brainwashing. It's the illusory truth. And illusory truth means that you believe false information due to repetition. If you see it and hear it often enough, a certain part of the population, certain amount of people, a lot of people will start to believe it, even if it's a bold-faced lie. By manipulating what we can and cannot see, by showing false information and presenting it as if it's facts, by watching a speech and then pulling out the pieces that make the person look bad, that is all contributing to illusory truth. People are believing things, good, amazing people are believing things that are absolutely positively false. And then confirmation comes in, and our own subconscious and past experiences starts to feed into and make it plausible that the things that we're seeing, even if we at first know that they're ridiculous and lies, we start to believe it. There's a lot of that going on right now, and I don't know that certain entities are going to survive that kind of behavior, because guess what? People come to us and come to our businesses because they want us to help them solve their problems. Creating more problems for people, manipulating people, lying to them is never helping to solve problems for them. It's diluting them and setting them up for huge disappointment when the truth really comes out. Because, you know, people like to say facts change, the truth does not. What is true, what is good, what is factual, what is sound, what is ethical, moral, and not fraudulent, it's going to come out. It always comes out. It always comes out at some point. And I think we're to that tipping point here in America where the truth is going to come out, and it's going to be really ugly for a lot of people. Hate to say that, but I think it's going to be. So I'd love to know your experience with this particular idiom. A bad excuse is better than none. How do you like it when people give you excuses? Oh, didn't get that report done because, you know, we had to go to the hospital for my wife. Well, you find out that's an absolute lie. And what does that do? How do you think about that person that told you something when you found out it's a lie? We feel betrayed, right? We feel betrayed and that we can't trust them. And then there's a whole new set of consequences that people need to deal with. People make excuses for only 3 reasons: out of fear, out of habit, or out of laziness. Think about that. I think Alex Patel said that. It's a great thing to think about next time you or I want to make an excuse for something. Have an awesome day. That's our idiom today. I'm going to look for some more positive idioms tomorrow, because it seems like I've been on this negative stent of idioms, or idioms that just kind of make me feel icky, and I don't want to do that. I want to make sure I'm leaving you with a thing that makes you excited to go out and grow your business. But guess what? If a lot of people are feeling this way, we need to be aware of that too, so we can serve our customers better. An amazing day. I'll be with you tomorrow with another interesting idiom. What does it mean? Where does it come from? And how might you use it in your life right now? Me? Don't use bad excuses. Don't lie to people. Do what you say you're going to do. Always look for the truth and be trustworthy, and you'll never have to fear for not having enough business. Take care.